Look out, fun exchange. Here we go. Pistol underway. Mousesports, of course, coming out on top in that knife round. Does mean they're going to be on the CT side. Let's see what Happy has in his bag of tricks with now Apex and Kenny in the bag alongside him.
Yeah, and you pointed out some facts about Mousesports. A very good team on Cache. A lot of the time, they're really good online. You pointed out to me earlier on about talking about EnVyUs in 2015. You said they're 23-7 on LAN on Cache.
Obviously on LAN in 2015,
on LAN,
yeah.
Obviously with a little bit of a different roster, but a very strong team. We can think back just to the Pro League, ESL Pro League that happened a couple of weeks ago, and they got destroyed by Cloud9. Well, not destroyed, but they got beaten by Cloud9, but that was a different roster. They're still a very strong team. They're taking their time on this pistol round, 50 seconds left to go. And we see Mousesports going to be playing for that retake. Gobby with the kit over towards the middle. They have a 3-man stack over towards it, expecting the hit to come there, and they're going to get pretty lucky on their choice because that's exactly where EnVyUs are going.
Kenny's the only man with smokes and flashes, so he's going to be the man that will set them up here. They are leaving it late, like you said, 35 seconds. They do manage to catch the planter as he comes around, but it's going to be Apex that leads the charge. He tries to get around Forklift, but Dennis quickly picks him up. And now Spitty holding from the angle. Now, MBK still yet to get the bomb plant down. 20 seconds. Still need to try and maybe get a couple of frags on the board. You can see Dennis trying to get control of Forklift, and he does. This is a great situation now. Mouse have a good control, but Happy could put a spanner in the works if he manages to get up and around Speedway. He does get Chris J down. Keo quickly pops out a quad. He gets himself one. It's now Gobby, Dennis, and Happy. Happy going to push on through. Is he going to let the shot? Doesn't matter. The defuse came through. And that was beautiful little setup of defense there from Mousesports. Of course, Gobby with that kit got himself control. It's all about getting that Forklift on that site. And they just weren't able to get any kills on the way in.
And the thing is, even though Happy went on that 1v1 towards middle, they delayed him long enough so he couldn't flank in and rotate. MBK had a fantastic first kill, but he couldn't get the next two that were there after. They stick the defuse, they pick up that first round of support, and the MBK buying that scout up gets dinked down to 25 health. They have bought the head armor with the pistols, even a deagle for Kiyoshima. So Mousesports playing that one perfectly in the pistol, off to a strong start into round 2.
Little conversation as they pass the guns off, so MBK dinked up's going to give it Kenny, see what he can do, and he's going to boost him up in towards mid as well. Meanwhile, we see Spitty holding them off back on site. Apex has pushed on through. He's in mid, just around the corner from Nex. Gobby, he's going to get caught in the back here, and Nex will go down. Good start for Apex there. Happy holding Squeaky, trying to distract them while the rest of the team make their way to B side.
Yeah, and we did see, like I said, MBK go for that peek in towards middle. He had the spawn for it, and then giving that one right over to Kenny. As Chris J, though, he's going to have a lot of activity coming towards him and coming through multiple directions. He gets completely flashed up. He's not going to hit the shot either, down to 12 HP. This is looking good for EnVyUs. Kenny just opens up the site.
Kenny with a double tag on towards him there, but Gobby's in position. Oh, good little tag down on towards Keo, but didn't quite catch him off. For so close to landing the headshot there, but now they've got 2 on site. A little awkward here. Happy's holding the mid, and 3 members of Mouse, all coming from CT spawn. Gobby up on high. They're going to try and push on through. This is M4s and a UMP, so they should have the firepower to clear outside here. MBK very low. He needs the support of his teammates, and now they're sight down. They can't let this happen again. Could try and sneak in and get the defuse, but now Spitty all in trouble on his own. He's going to get fired down from every angle. He gets Apex down, but not quite Happy. And well, it's the round 2 Blues strike once again, and this time I mean the Blues, because the boys in blue, EnVyUs. By the way, actually, I want to take a look at them on stage, because they told me yesterday if they lose a game, they will be wearing the blue shirts now. Black is like their lucky colors now, so keep your eyes out on that for the rest of the tournaments as we go through the year.
All right, well, let's see if they do, if they have changed shirt colors. But on that little bit of a push there, Spitty, he had a flashbang and an ump in hand. I'm really surprised he didn't use the flashbang, because he was the only one with any sort of, grenades to use. That could have been really instrumental in retaking that site. But a great job, EnVyUs, to come back. We do see Mousesports invest into the armor and the pistols as well. We do have, looks like EnVyUs, 2 men towards A, 2 men back towards middle-ish, and Keo just sitting back towards Sunroom. Apex still just playing this one really slow. No need to rush into this when they know Mousesports don't have a lot to use, a lot of firepower behind them. But there's a 2-man stack towards A. There's Nex able to rotate in from short very quickly. But there's so much time on the board. Yeah, that one flash they have is going to be gone.
They've not pushed in on that smoke either, because they realized they hadn't cleared out Forklift. Spitty didn't show himself. He kept himself in a good little position, and he's using that smoke to his advantage at the moment. But Kenny will come around. Happy gets a quick double. And Chris J now just going to go and try and save out that deagle and armor. So EnVyUs will take it 2-1. They haven't actually got the bomb in there yet. Kenny's just had to collect it from mid. Sorry, from the T-spawn. Now he's running in with it. Now get that plant down. Still continue to use that time to hunt down Chris J. Did he just show himself? Apex holding the angle. I'm not too sure if he showed himself that.
No, I don't think so, but they can assume he's at towards B. You know, you have Keo pushing Sun, you have Apex slowly pushing through. I mean, Chris, if you can hold the Deagle armor, it'd be nice into that next round, because they're going to have to save anyways, but Apex gets the shot. So Mousesports going to be almost on a full eco. EnVyUs up 2-1 after an interesting start, as they did lose that pistol round.
So, let's see if we see EnVyUs moving towards that AWP. He's got himself just the CZ in hand. Gonna hang on to it. All right. Let's see how it works for him. He's not going to buy up. He's got the rest of his team who got AKs. I guess he's feeling confident with them while he saves for that AWP. It is going to be a bit of a B hit here. Apex, MBK all looking, peeking towards it. Got B, just flushed out of the position by that molly. Chris J very much without a hope here as he gets a quick peek straight towards Apex.
That's like the worst thing to have, see a Molotov and a grenade coming straight into your face. Happy will get taken down. He will get one-man force troubles, and this will be a gun rescued, but Apex is here to completely shut this down. They know exactly where Dennis is, and they will rush him for the gun. And this looks like a solid start for EnVyUs next. Not going to get much either off of that. But EnVyUs, 3-1. EnVyUs going to be able to afford the AWP now. Got that 8K in the bank, and does pick up the AWP. Actually noticed he kept his name from his Asmod they used to use back in Katowice and carried it over to his new Dragon lore. But I actually like the fact that he saved a CZ, because he could have bought an AK, but then what would he have done it in the next round? You know, it would have been a waste of money, and they knew Mousesports was going to be on a full save, so it's kind of like, all right, we'll just sit on a pistol. Doesn't matter if you die anyways, you have the money to the next round. The rest of his team, he can feel confident enough that the rest of his team is going to carry the round for him. Indeed,
indeed. They talked about that on the desk, obviously, the tweet that he made, confident in his teammates. Maybe a newfound confidence. Doesn't have a team based around him anymore, but, you know, at the end of the day, when you got Happy with an AWP of his own, it's a double AWP setup, by the way, who's already on 7 frags and is very confident in rocking that up. When the in-game leader is this strong and this confident, the rest of the team can just build on that, and it's looking like this A hit will be coming out shortly. MBK still holding the angle, Keo being that distractor, but Kenny does go down, and that's not main.
Yeah, so they do get a lot out of his hands. Happy, though, just as happy to pick it up. Like you said before, can definitely be using that gun. And he's going to continue to push through. Apex actually pushed straight up through the smoke. He's in the A site. He's going to get a potential flank on his spit. He has control of it, and now EnVyUs is going to attack onto the site. But MBK and Keo are not even here just yet. They don't have the bomb in the site. Next does clean up one. Happy, though, does respond. And MBK will be able to finally run this in towards that B site. Probably going to smoke off towards short, allowing him to get this crossover. And Keo secures one over towards middle. It's now Chris J and Gabi in a 2-on-3.
Gabi's a long way away from this one, so Chris J is coming in on his own at the moment. How did that not even land? I don't even know sometimes. Just that little flick of the wrist doesn't quite work out for you. And MBK somewhat caught off guard there as Happy doesn't manage to catch his shot down. Now Chris J trying to get the angle, but Happy, well, a second bite of the cherry finally works for him, but Chris J manages to come around. And now this is a real tricky situation, but it's going to be Chris J that will go for the save. He did have a kit. Keo, though, going to rescue one of those AWPs, but that was a really expensive round for EnVyUs. They've got a lot of cash, though. They built up a decent bank, so they'd be able to buy themselves right back into it.
Yeah, it's good that you pointed out, too, because, I mean, you can see 10K on Apex, but the fact that they're able to take so many guns out of their hands, and, you know, most importantly, you see the power of EnVyUs, and I think the Death said it perfectly. The fact that, you know, EnVyUs doesn't need to shine. You think of Titan back when he was on the team, it was the EnVyUs story. It was exactly what Chober said. If Titan's going to succeed, EnVyUs has to succeed. But here, you have so many great players across the team. You know, you can have Happy shot at any moment, and he's going to be able to help carry a team. He's done it before with EnVyUs. You have MBK, who has really done fantastic in the past. Keo, when he shows up, he really puts his team on his back. And, you know, everyone individually just is a phenomenal player. And I'm curious to see, and you do have your blue jerseys, by the way. I'm curious to see how they're going to, you know, advance on as time goes on. I think Happy's the only one with the black.
Happy not got the memo? I mean, the rest of the team have gone that way. Even the coach has gone to the blue jersey. Happy. He's probably like, oh, forgot it. Sorry, guys. I forgot to bring it with me. So that's because they lost a single game. They're like, these are our lucky jerseys. We'll keep them on. Obviously, the new shirts that EnVy picked up there. But Mousesports, they've only got one life in this tournament. The CT side is where they're going to be looking to pick up some of those rounds. And, well, it's a technical pause, apparently. Haven't actually seen what the issue is. They haven't actually said anything. They just said it's technical, so yep, we're just going to have to take their word for it. But we are, of course, looking at EnVyUs.
And I like how, I think it was an interview with NBK not too long ago. I think it was actually this week, and he was saying, you know, him and EnVyUs have moved past the problems they've had, you know, within previous teams that they've been in, the previous experiences. And it seems like their team is really starting to...
So Chris J's like, the light above my head is still on. So MBK's like, yeah. So Keo looked at his, he's like, yeah, it's here. So is ours.
Punch it.
I believe that camera lights, boys. It's the thing. I'm pretty sure those lights have always been on. Maybe, I mean, I can imagine they would be quite distracting, but...
he needs to play with his jacket on, and it's really hot. There they go. But yeah, so we're saying, you know, NBK said they moved past any problems him and EnVyUs had. You know, you look at Titan as well. We talked to Maniac at the European qualifiers, saying the team is looking really good. Everyone's really focused and determined to perform well. It seems like the little switch that did happen between the two teams has worked out really well, and I'm curious to see how they're going to do at the major when both teams are attending.
Yeah, I can empathize with Chris J, honestly, because we get the lights
if you
turned
can see
off
us
and
on
we get our
camera,
jackets off as well. There's no way we're sitting with those. And of course, you know, Joe Bros guys, they're all sat with pants off. So it's crazy over there. But you don't know what goes on under the caster desk really normally, or the analyst desk in this case. As it stands, it is Mousesports getting themselves unpausing. So we will be ready to go once again. 4-1 for EnVyUs. Mousesports up against it here. Just Chris J, of course, with the rifle. He's saved from the last round. Everybody else on the eco.
Yeah, so they're going to stick near him. Maybe pick up this M4 if he can't accomplish much. He doesn't have head armor. Not going to be too much of a loss for him, though. We'll get that first kill, so a good start for Mousesports. They're not able to rescue the gun, though, and the bomb has been dropped in middle. Apex will be the one to defend it. Spetty pushing in through main. He'll get taken down by Happy. There's EnVyUs has joined the party in middle to lock this down, to protect the guns, and to pick up that bomb. Chris J, look at him. He's in a perfect spot. He gets another kill, but Apex is going to shut him down.
Well, that's Kenny's AWP that got dropped there. Hasn't been rescued yet from Apex, so that's a tricky situation for it as well, because it's in the middle. And even if they go for one of the sight, someone's going to have to go around and hoover it up. So Apex looks like he's going to be heading in towards B through vents. Keo is with him. Happy's on the rotate. Threw out a flash to try and distract at A site, and that's kept Dennis on site. But Nex and God B will be in position to cover this with one off. God B's got to land this P250 headshot to start things off.
Oh, a nice little peek into that corner. They will spot him out next. We'll pick up the kill, though, at the M4. Chris J has dropped, and Dennis coming in from the backside just like that. It's quickly a 1-on-2. Keo alone against the two people. He has the bomb. He's going to get the plant off. It's up against the AK and the M4. They don't have armor, though, so the aim punch is going to be huge. Not to mention, they don't have a kit. If they're going to retake, they had to do it quickly.
Oh, nearly got a tag onto Keo there, but now they know his position. They know he's at the back of sight, and Dennis just goes flat out aggressive, gets straight up in his face, and they will get themselves the defuse with the full 10 seconds. Now, Nex is on the hunt. He wants to find orbs. He knows they'll lose somewhere. He's going looking for them, but I don't think he's going to get it. It was in the middle. It was in the middle, mate. Went the wrong way.
Well, it's unfortunate, but, you know, everyone at home, you see there exactly why saving a gun is so important. Chris J, off the back of him, picking up 2 kills, not to mention a couple of good P250 shots, did net them that round. But you said, wow, and I can see it on the screen as well. Yeah. Double op setup for EnVyUs on the T side of Cache.
Straight back to it. They've done it already. They had Happy and Envy. Kenny had it earlier on, and it was semi-successul. Happy obviously hitting the shots, but to buy straight back into a double up setup, that is ballsy from EnVyUs and very expensive indeed. Chris J is lining it up. Keo's going to be that distractor once again, but this time EnVyUs are making a bit of a more concerted effort to focus over on the A site. Apex just waiting for the smoke to clear. Spinny, though, will strike first, and it's Happy with the AWP, who's just been shut down. It's Squeaky.
Yeah, so I'm a little bit confused, actually, how Spitty got such a clean shot off. I mean, Happy knew main was smoked off. He was kind of relying on his teammates to maybe cover that position. But a good boost, and it works out well for them. That's in that man advantage, most importantly. I'm most surprised that not see EnVyUs actually get any sort of middle control. You know, we didn't really see an op picked up at the end of that round. They were able to buy one for Chris J, but, you know, you pick EnVyUs up against Chris J. It's going to be a tough battle, and if they get that middle control and take him down early on, well, he's not going to be a threat later in that round, and that could net you quite a few more.
Well, Pete's going to have to try and flush out this middle. Does manage to land the grenade onto Keo. That takes him down to 47. Mid control, though, is in the hands of EnVyUs. MBK, Kenny, and Keo all there. Speedy, who's already got himself a double. You saw him just pushing out a main there. So if they're going to go for mid-A push, which it looks like they will be, yeah, they've changed their minds. This is going to be a distraction and a back away, but Gobby's going to push on through. He's going to find MBK. That's in the middle. Meanwhile, you can see they're pushing through checkers. Chris J in position, will find himself one on Keo. It's Kenny, the last man standing. That molly on point forces him to go in the corner, but he's in a real tricky situation. AWP in hand, trying to run away, trying to go for the save with just 3 seconds remaining. Mousesports close out another good round, and EnVyUs, we talked about how expensive it was. They are in a real tricky financial situation coming into this 8th round.
And it was a smart move to make too, like you're saying, you know, they could have gone towards A, but because they got a couple of kills, they were able to move in towards that B site, but they didn't expect Gabi. Like, that would have been the round if I think Gabi didn't get that initial kill in middle, and Chris J could have been overrun. But either way, that's what they have to deal with. Mousesports only down 1 round, and it's going to be a majority of a save here for EnVyUs as Apex buying up the AK. They have a couple deagles, P250 and Tech 9. Looks like they're going to go for the boost over. They don't have a flash, though, to make this one happen, and Chris J has already opened up onto MBK on that B site.
Yeah, they've got the double boost here, though. 1D strikes again as Nex goes down. Ordinarily the man that's dishing it out, finally on the receiving end, but it's going to be another B control push. God B is sat inside. Chris J trying to get a glimpse on towards mid, and does get taken down by Apex. And Spiddy, who just got himself a double in that last round and stopped their attack on A site, may well be required down at B because God B is all alone and 4 members of Envy are coming in.
Yes, they are. They got the armor to back the swapped up too. He needs to get the second kill into Vents. He's not going to back away from this, but he takes out a second man. He's spraying down on a Happy, who runs away. He's going to have to back up, but Gabi gets the third. Looking for the fourth out of Kenny. Yes, he's not going to hit the shot, but his teammates have come in, and Spiddy's going to close out the round to tie things up.
We have a game on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. That was, you know, in all essence, a save, barring that 1 AK for EnVyUs, so let's not read too much into it. But Mousesports will start to feel confident here. They will be getting straight in. Of course, EnVyUs with the AKs now, going to be piling in. Let's see where they can go with that.
All right, well, going back into this round, like I said, the AKs picked up. They have a lot of flash and smokes to use. And you can see EnVyUs going to a really standard kind of play, letting Happy go towards that door time and time again to get that control. It's been unsuccessful in the past, though, as you saw Spiddy boosted up on top of red. They still got Keo just watching towards the push B. They've got a little bit of extra protection towards middle as MBK, Apex, and Kenius are all there. They're going to go for the boost up again. We saw Keo pick up that fantastic 1 dig in middle, but are they going to expect Dennis this close? He's in a great spot. He's got Nex there to back him up. He's got Gabi as well towards middle. Gabi pushing through the smoke. They're trying to close them down.
Yeah, he tried to look to the side, expecting the flash, but instead Apex just ran straight in, got himself a quick, easy double on God B. And Dennis now, Spiddy in mid, will get taken down at sandbags. That just leaves Chris J all alone over on the B site. So EnVyUs do get themselves 1 back on the board. MBK is a long way away with the bomb, so they're going to hunt down Chris J. They don't want him to keep hold of this rifle. As you can see, financially, it would put him in trouble, actually. And that's going to be an important start on Apex, but now they know his position. Now they can just close that net down as the bomb gets planted.
Yeah, you got Keo going in front of him, back towards T side of middle, and Happy pushing through CT spawn. So Chris J most likely not going to be able to save this. Might have a cheeky spot, though. He might be able to get away with it.
Wall bang it. Happy, go for it.
Nah, he's trying to place one silent. He's been walking the entire time. Yeah. He's like, I'm going to keep this gun. I'm going to pick up this gun to Chris J. And I think he actually might be able to save it, but Chris J's actually maybe wanted to challenge on the duel. But we did see EnVyUs that round, though. They went for the middle control again. We did see Mousesports try to meet them head-to-head 3-on-3, but EnVyUs was able to hit their shots, and it looks like Happy might now know he's in the back of checkers.
He's not going to get him, because Chris J will hold on to the M4. That was important, actually, because quite a few members on the team can afford to buy, so they might actually force this one now. Dennis certainly in a decent position. Godby, no problem. We could easily see FAMASIS for the rest.
And we did see just a few rounds prior, he was able, just with the M4 alone, to help win the round, picking up 2 kills. But like I said, they're investing into it. You have Nex with the MP7 up against the head armor and the AKs. He's going to have to be very aggressive, maybe push through middle or something like that to secure a gun. I'm actually surprised to see him not going door to challenge out against Happy. Instead, he went toward mid to back up his team. I don't know. MP7 not that great of a position for that, or a good of a gun for that position, but not wanting to give away a potential early kill either. Yeah,
they just boosted Godby into vents, Chris J, so you have the other side of that vent covered off, just in case Envy, who have been going for a lot of mid-control, do decide to push on through. Meanwhile, the partner in crime, Chris J, who just boosted there, gets just annihilated by Kyo, and that's giving B. So are they going to expect Godby there? Well, they will, because they're going to see the vent popped out, so they're immediately going to look towards that angle. Meanwhile, Mousesports, they've triple stacked A side, so they're well out of position. They still don't look towards Godby. He finally drops down after getting Apex. And now that will be side control for EnVyUs. How are they going to go for the retake here, or will they actually just think to save?
I would think they'd want to try to save this, but I mean, it's a 3-on-4. They do have a kit on the Spitty, and the bomb has now gone down. Maybe if they can get a cheeky kill to Nex, they'll go for it, but instead it looks like they're all just going to back away. Or at least Nex might not, maybe not because he has an MP7. But, you know, if Spitty in that round just there, if he was in middle a couple of seconds earlier on, he would have spotted that no one has really pushed middle. We did obviously see Happy with X-Ray, but no one pushed out middle. So Gabi didn't need to drop out of vents to challenge out against the 3 members of EnVyUs. He could have went back through vents and hopefully to pick up the 1v1, which is obviously a lot easier to pull off, and then could have survived. That could have been a different round, but just split-second timings we've seen time and time again really work out for you or not work out for you.
I wonder if this is a tactical or a technical pause that's about to come through here. You can see Apex asking why. The question why? Why? What is it this time? Is there a screw loose somewhere? It's tactical, I'm certain. Yes, it's tactical. There we go. So, Mousesports. And actually wisely so, I think. 6-4. CT side, they really want to pick up quite a few rounds here against EnVyUs. EnVyUs is, though, T side was questionable before, but this time it seems solid. It was on train though, so that was a very different map, one they probably hadn't practiced.
Yeah.
Cache, I can guarantee, is a map that EnVyUs would have focused on. Probably actually the first one.
I would 100% agree with you on that. Like, they were so good on it previously with their old roster. Now coming in with a new one, they need to maintain that kind of level so teams keep that fear against them. They obviously now know that teams are, well, they obviously showed that teams know that they don't know train that well anymore, so they're gonna need to practice back on that one, but that might be kind of one of their guaranteed, you know, vetoes in the future if they have the opportunity to. But we did see, you know, that round, Mousesports, they adapted to the middle control that EnVyUs was constantly getting. They put Gabi in vents. Downside was that he didn't really have the backup he needed to watch multiple different angles. Chris J going down as well in checkers, not backing away and, you know, just sitting back towards sight. It's a little bit of a letdown because he didn't have that protection. He didn't know which angle to really go for, how to go for the challenge. But just like subtle little things like that. If Chris J didn't die, if Spitty peaked a couple seconds earlier on, that could have been Mousesports' round. But they're down by 2. They need to talk things over, and you see, you know, Gabi, the puppet master behind them, or with them in the middle, trying to figure out exactly what to do. And, you know, one thing that worked out really well for against EnVyUs was Cloud9 and Sean Garris. I was counter-sharing them so damn well at the ESL ESEA Pro League. I think when we go to that T side, I think Mousesports might have their number. It's going to come down to some, you know, fantastic individual plays out of EnVyUs to hold on. Well,
from what we've heard, Gobi is the guy that really likes to counter-strat, and obviously against EnVy, it's a tricky opponent to counter-strat, while Happy is still in control. How they changed, adjusted, you know, tweaked. It's a very tricky task for them because nobody's really seen this EnVyUs. Obviously, over the last few days, we definitely have, but nobody's seen them on Cache just yet. This is our first glimpse into the mind of Happy and co to see what exactly he's tried to pull out here. So force coming out from Mousesports.
But they have 3 men pushed up towards middle. This is their other response to EnVyUs getting that solid control. They're pushing Next straight up in towards that smoke. They could boost over if they wanted to, but they want to play someone a little bit passive in case EnVyUs speed things up so they can rotate back, and Next still with that MP7 save from that last round. You can see MBK playing this one smart, just sitting back waiting for Mousesports to get aggressive, knowing that they're not really fully bought up in terms of guns.
Next still up close and personal. Is he going to be the linchpin? Is he going to try and push on through? I mean, he's got that MP7 still. He could just get around and catch them the spray. He may even just go for that lucky. Oh, look. He's going to flash himself through, but he's counter-flashed. I think they were just both trying to look to flash themselves through. MBK immediately reacts, backs the hell out of there. But he's running with the bomb. He's going to come straight around, straight in towards Next. Quickly catches a glimpse of Apex. Tries to go for the spray through, and luckily, he doesn't find MBK. That was so close. I think he caught his feet, and you can see MBK went out to 55 on that one. But the man that was boosted, Kenny S, managing to catch the shot, caught a glimpse of him in the lurking, his head showing, but it's given Godby the opportunity to go aggressive in A main. Does get a glimpse of Happy, but AK versus 5-7 is only going to go one way. And
Dennis, he's going to be all around side. He's got the M4, he's got 4 people looking at him. He's not going to take down anyone. He gets dropped by Kenny. It's not Spitty coming around the car. We'll get the first one. And there's still 3 men there, and they're fairly healthy. They don't really have much to work on a retake with just a flashbang out of Chris J. They do have that kit out of Spitty, but mostly just going to try to save these guns, and they will now be down 7-4. But you saw the response, you know, send Next in middle, have a 3-man stack there, but as you pointed out, the flashes, the pop flashes, the smokes did not work out, and even Gabi flashed his teammate, trying to help him in towards main, or towards middle.
And they force for this one as well. Round loss will be kicking in, but I'm not too sure how strong their column is going to be. Once this row is over, that's why Chris J is going to want to try and hang on to this one. They are pushing towards T-site, which is where Chris J is at the moment, but I don't think they're going to go too aggressive looking for him. Yeah, they're setting up a triangle defensive perimeter, and Mouse will manage to hold on to their 2 rifles. Let's see. This is going to be a real tricky one for them. wonder if they're going to save, in which case that would put Envy on 8, and 8-7, the best they could hope for.
I think they need to save, yeah.
It's not great.
Get an op for Chris J. Get him like maybe kind of a verse pro-S kind of thing by putting Neo alone in B with an op, and then just having the rest of the team holding on towards the A side. But EnVyUs have been doing a really good job of splitting their attacks as well. It hasn't been just all towards one side. They've been hitting B and A pretty equally. As you do see, Chris J still just on the M4. Happy, great shot of him on a Dennis does take control of middle. And EnVyUs are looking to hit this B-side. Gabi's going in backwards with the flashbang. He blinds himself again, though.
He thought he tried to back out. As soon as they double flashed, both of them tried to pop flash themselves in. He backed away, but unfortunately for him,
wait, did the flashbang out of EnVyUs, was he looking at that as he ran backwards in because it popped right in front of him?
Yeah, they
that's
both
so unfortunate. That's so
They both pop flash trying to get in there, but Happy will find next, and that's left A side completely open. Chris J, the last man standing. Happy is just around the corner, but is going to step away, and I think Chris J, has he held onto this rifle like 3 rounds running? I think he has.
It's been quite a few.
Oh, he's got 7 deaths, so he's managed to just lurk away, lingering back into the shadows again with his jacket on. But that's going to be 8-4, Team EnVyUs. They did start off strong, did go 4-1 up, but Mousesports tied things up for a little while, but since then Envy have really looked in control. Apex is going to get a glimpse. Oh, Chris J's in trouble now. Very low on health. Happy's going to hold one side, Apex pushes the other, and Chris will go down.
All right, so Mousesports, they can't afford the op this time, and they're going to do just that. Spitty buying that one up for Chris J. You know, it's kind of funny. Mousesports kind of used to be the same story as Titan. You know, where Chris J, if he performs, Mousesports does well. Same with, you know, Kenneth, if he performs, Titan does well. But the roster swap that we had come in for them with, you know, them picking up 3 members from Penta has really kind of made it so Chris J doesn't need to be that man all the time. But as we can see, you know...
Well, I mean, you say that, but, like, ordinarily, obviously, we've been singing Nex's praises. He's at the bottom of the table for his team at the moment.
His consistency this tournament has been really off. I think I'll definitely agree with that. We see them, though, just recently have some stellar performances, but you have Gabi currently leading at 8 and 10. Well, second to Spitty, who's at 9 and 8. But Happy at 13-7, Apex at 14 and 9, and Kenny S. I mean, I just want to point it out, it's not a bad score. He's at 6 and 8, but, you know, they're up 8-4, so it's not like it's terrible. Just has the opportunity to pick up kills.
Default setup from Envy. Getting a little look around. Kyo taking peeks down at B side while the rest of the team prob and probe. And Dennis, well, he's managed to find out Apex. Chris J as well. That's MBK going down, and now it's a real tricky defensive posture because EnVyUs have got no way to attack. They're down to 3 members, so now it's pressure onto Kyo as he tries to create an opportunity down at B. It's got B on B. That is going to be the man that will try to stop him. Wow, that was a very interesting duel. Kyo does come out on top of it, but he's only at 6 health. Now they're going to get sight, they're going to get the bomb down. Chris J with AWP, he's cut off by that smoke, and the rest of his team are rotating. Next and Dennis going to be coming from vents, Spitty up in high, and you can see there Happy and Kyo down at checkers.
Oh, Happy should not be able to pick up 2 quick kills like that. They tried to rush it, and now Spitty's going to fall as well.
Wow.
Chris J in a 1-on-3. That was a was it a 5-on-3 situation or 4-on-3 situation? Yeah, as Gabi did fall at B, and they come back.
And Happy picked up a triple, and he had next to nothing. Like you say, it was the double. It was the double. That should not have happened.
They rushed it. Like they both went through at the same time, and it's kind of like, well, all right, what do you expect to happen if you can't quickly turn fast enough to find out where Happy is? And that was just well played.
Well, that's left Mousesports in a real trouble here, because 9 rounds on the T side is a very good start for EnVyUs. How are they going to respond to it? Well, not a lot you can do when Kenny is already hitting shots like that. Of course, they did go for the full save, so there was no smoke to delay his attack. MBK and Apex just pushing their way in towards B site, and that will be all she wrote for Mousesports. Dennis is the one man that's going to come around through Squeaky. He might find Happy in the back, actually. Nope. No, Happy looks.
That wasn't the first time Gabi's in that position. They've Molotoved it. Like that, I was just deja vu. He's just constantly in the spot when they go for the save, and as you can see, that's exactly what's going to happen. EnVyUs up 4-10 or 10-4. Mousesports.
It's a big 10-4. That's what it is, Jason.
Mousesports could be out of the tournament, just like SK were earlier on losing to TSM.
Well, I mean, Cadian called it, didn't he? It's like, you screwed yourself. You've absolutely screwed yourself by going for the pick, the mind games. They weren't on the same plan as the Danes, but we'll see. There's still a long way to go in this one. 10-4, they definitely need this round. They've all got rifles, of course, M4s across the board, but it's a triple AWP from EnVyUs. Not too sure if that's going to work out for them. They're obviously going to be hoping for picks. It's Kyo the man that's holding deep down at B site while the rest of the team look at A. They haven't actually successfully hit A that much, in all honesty. Every time they've tried to probe, Happy at door once again. He's been caught a number of times by Spiddy. This time, Spiddy got past. Chris J looking, Keo strikes.
Yeah, when they have taken A, it's been like a really delayed hit. It's not like an all-out take. It's just kind of like, well, we picked a couple kills, let's work up middle and go for like 3-2 or 4-1, whatever, onto the site. And then next, going to be getting caught out a little bit. Does get the kill onto Apex and does a man off to his side. Spiddy secures Happy down, as you pointed out, picking him up at door yet again. And now it's a 2-on-3. Is Kenny's able to equalize just a little bit?
Gets himself another. Oh, Keo will react to now. Well, Keo's all on his own. He's actually traded up to an AK, or down to an AK, whichever you'd prefer to call it. Not quite going to get the spray. Dennis down so low. That grenade will finish him off. And now with bomb in hand, he's going to back himself away. 2-on-1. Now, Nex and Spiddy both got themselves 2 kills in this round, but they're going to have to split their angles here. They're going to have to send one to A or one to B, or will they just stack it? I think Nex caught the angle, realized nobody passed on by, so they're going to be holding it, looking towards main. They're both double stacking, and Nex will strike and finally gets himself a triple. 10-5, the half closes out, but that's not the greatest CT side I've ever seen from Mousesports.
Yeah, and a triple up at the end, it wasn't really that bad of an idea, too, because Keo had the extra AK to use. He's like, all right, I'll hold on B, see if they push and get aggressive. The rest of you just do your normal kind of thing, because we saw them using the double up already in this game and in prior ones. And then he switched back. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough, but 10-5. What a scoreline. Mousesports just seemed to really struggle to get control of that game, whether it was the A or the B site. I feel like middle, again, is just really the key. We saw EnVyUs use it time and time again as a pivot point to rotate towards A, to rotate back towards B. Now on this T side, they're going to need that Puppet Master to really step up, to really counter-strike EnVyUs and really punish them. They have so many rounds to go if they want to equalize. It's not going to be easy at all. Not to mention, just keep themselves in the whole tournament.
Happy on 18 kills in that first half, 15 for Apex. Rest of the team, single digits. And of course, Spiddy down at 11 as well. So, great first half from the in-game leader for EnVyUs. Let's see how the CT side prefers them. They've decided to triple stack at B side. Apex is just the man that's keeping a glimpse on mid, while Happy, I believe it looks like, did they boost him onto boxes, or is he just hooked against the wall? Yeah, it's against the wall.
It's interesting because typically you play for that retake. I think that's what they might know exactly is when they run straight past as a man right on top of his head. He's gonna pick up the kill. Let's see the bomb down, and he's gonna stay alive. Most importantly, rushing straight to smoke, straight to Chris J. They pump into each other, and they're gonna pass.
Oh my God, Happy, how is he still alive? They're just jumping around the smoke. They're backed away. They backed away from sight. The Happy Beast was in on sight, and they've left main. They was like, get away from him. He's mad. He's just dodging it around. Now, Envy all pretty low. They all got tagged up in and around there, but they've managed to go completely spread across the map once again. It's going to be a B-site hit this time from Mousesports as they creep their way through, but it's Kenny S and MBK on site.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a 2-on-3 as well. Chris J trying to cause a little bit of distraction towards that A site. Let's see MBK in the perk position, able to pluck them as they come in towards. 30 seconds to go on the clock. And they got to speed up a little bit as there's now 4 men rotated by EnVyUs over towards B to help out. They're going to rotate back towards A, it seems, as Chris J did get a kill on Apex. There's a possibility they could pull this off. But I wonder, are EnVyUs going to hit this quickly to prevent the plant from going down? Or are they going to play fully for that retake?
They've got 16 seconds to get that bomb plant down. This is going to have to be a very fast foot race, and Happy could possibly catch them as soon as they come around main. But Chris J does force them away. They are going to get in sight. 6 seconds remaining, the plant goes down, but now they know that someone's in sight. If they can get God B down, they can realize the other situation. Spiddy gets the plant and gets a kill, and now it's an advantage. Mouse, and well, Nex finds another. Kenny all alone, and Mousesports, with the clock ticking against them, are going to come out on top in this pistol. They're all so low. It's only going to take a couple of shots from Kenny to suddenly finish things off, but the clock's ticking. He doesn't have a kit. And it is going to be Mousesports that will take this important T-side pistol round as they do finally close things out. So Mousesports, that was a peculiar pistol round to say the best, say the less, best.
Say
Can't even speak, say the least, say the best. That's exactly the one I was after. I'm glad you're with me.
Oh, man, they were playing whack-a-mole with him, too. He saw them just all hopping up. He kept looking in different positions. But, I mean, again, to start off that round, Happy somehow staying alive, bumping to Chris J, passing him. I mean, it was all well done, but you know what? They didn't win the round either way, and I'm still surprised that Spiddy was able to cross that site with the bomb, considering he had, honestly, no time. If he went down, that might have been it. Only 5 seconds extra to really work with, but now we have Mousesports on the buy. EnVyUs have bought up as well.
And they've gone for the 4-stack at B, and actually, they may have read the situation well. I'm looking towards Dennis at the moment. You can see he's considering squeaking through in vents, in towards checkers, so it's entirely possible that they go for this one. So I look to Chris J. Now, he was the man, remember, that cleared out A site and gave the call. It's like, A is clear, let's get up there. MBK, in the meantime, is going to peek around the corner and got a little tag onto Chris. Chris, unfortunately, didn't find the head the first time, but the rest of the team are looking to go towards A site. So EnVy are out of position.
That question comes down to this, Gabi. Has he read into this situation? Will they rotate straight into a trap? There's no kits. EnVyUs are looking to just pretty much kill them outright.
Nobody from EnVy is moving right now.
Yeah,
now they're going. Now they realize it. Scattering like mice, but can they get there in time? MBK's got to just try and delay them. He gets one, gets two, spins around. That might have been enough to slow them down. Now Godby tries to clear out sight. He's going to get the plant down. Dennis gives him cover from Quad. Next is the key man, the pivotal man, who gets himself a double spray down, and that could well be it. Godby picks around the cord. Keo gets another. Next, and Dennis still standing. Happy. He's got himself in there with a UMPs. He comes around. CZ does get one. Backs away. Knows where the man is. Can he catch him in towards the corner? He knows. Just a foot race. Can he catch him around? He will. Has he got time? I think he does. And Happy, and more importantly, MBK does the job for EnVyUs there. Fantastic hold.
Started with Whack-A-Mole and moved on to Ring Around the Rosie. Yeah, that was a phenomenal job by him to pick up those 2 kills. Like you said, just delayed as long as he possibly could, and Happy with a great flank from door. Took a little bit extra time, but he got the job done. And now EnVyUs, didn't we just see this where EnVyUs won the pistol, then Mousesports came back the second round, and now Mousesports won the pistol, and then EnVyUs came back in the second round. These force-ups are really working for both these teams. And speaking of that, we're seeing Mousesports head armor on next, body armor on Gabi, and pistols bought up.
He's Happy going to get the smoke out. Doesn't look like he's going for it, so he wants to check it, and that's actually going to feed in towards Mousesports. The boost from Happy. MBK just below him, ready and waiting. That smoke off point. They're going to try and pop flash him. He's just going to pop up and see if he can get the spray down. They know he's there. He finds himself 2 heads, though, and now they're going to try and push in position. But Godby gets boosted over, gets himself a quick double, and the plant will come in from Mousesports.
Oh, wow. They don't have a lot of HP to work with, but this is a good start. EnVyUs with 2 men alive. They're going to charge straight into the site. Kenny, yes, trying to pick up that first man, but Godby again comes up with his 4th. Can he pull off the ace? It's going to be Keo against 2. As Godby is still alive on 11 HP. He does not have a kit. I believe there's one in sight, though.
Oh, he just got a glimpse of the shoulder there, and that's actually delayed him. Oh, and straight away, Dennis gets him. So back and forth we go once again. It's so important that Mousesports can try and pick themselves up a couple of rounds here, though. But the fact that 2 survive does mean they recover some weapons, and more importantly, keep their economy in check, because EnVy are once again back on a save.
And you pointed out Happy with the smoke that he had. Was he going to smoke off main? And it was smart of him not to. The problem was a pop flash that came in completely blinded him off, which allowed Mousesports to get full control of that site and Gabi to come up huge with those 2 big kills. And he would have just plucked them as they, rush straight in, but that flash, so damn perfectly well timed.
This is actually a big investment from EnVy. They've gone full armor with the pistols. So triple CZ, I think we heard Anders talking about it earlier. It's been a while since you saw the triple and maybe even 4 CZs. Of course, when it used to be incredibly strong. So if EnVy loses, they're going to have to go for another save, which will give Mousesports that momentum and more importantly the bank that they require. But it's not a done deal yet. Looking at the map, you can see it's a 4-man stack at A site this time. But again, Godby seems to have read right into this one because they're going for the B push, and only poor old Happy is here all alone.
He's got the CZ, so he could take down a couple of people with him. Gonna go for that spray down on a Dennis. He can't get the shots off, down to 31 health. MBK showing up though and killing a Spitty. Chris J will shut him down on site. So the bomb will get planted momentarily. We have Apex flanking in from the T side. And he has spotted them out, gets the first kill on the next. Looks for the second on a Gabi, just taps it in, but Gabi gonna get the kill.
Kenny is on no health as well, so it's down to Keo really. As Kenny gets around, he managed to get a 1-for-1 trade there onto Dennis. Now, can we get some 1Ds coming out from Keo? He tries to, well, I'd be very impressed if he can get it mid-air flight as he drops down. He does manage to collect an AK. Now, Dennis in the corner. If he goes for the peek, he will get him gunned down, and now we're in a 1-on-1. Keo versus Godby. He's going to try and fake out that defuse. Godby, is he going to get a look around the corner? Pros don't fake, they say, and doesn't matter, because Godby will land the P250 shots. And Mousesports will collect themselves another, and EnVyUs. What are they going to do? They're so renowned for forcing and forcing and forcing, but all they have is a measly 2K between them.
Yeah, I would imagine there's just no way they're going to force. If anything, just buy a couple of pistols. And you saw Keo, they're trying to save the AK, but Gobby taking that one very well. I mean, it was expensive for Mousesports. Like, they lost so many people, 4 people at 4 AKs, I believe, on top of that. So EnVyUs did, you know, pretty good work on it. But again, we're back to this. Mousesports only down by 3. And looking for the A hit yet again. It's only Happy to defend.
It's another stack out, and Gobby seems to be reading these perfectly. Happy once again decides to be the man alone. He has got MBK with him just at speedway, and Happy's going to see them. MBK gets the one as Happy now pushes on through the smoke. Well, we've seen this before, haven't we? As he crawls on the edge there. Chris J, Dennis all trying to put the spray down. Dennis, MBK being the distractor, still on speedway, and Happy still alive. They didn't actually manage to get in there. Their own smokes working against them, and it's going to be a foot race now as they move the way back to B. Look at this.
And with the route that Gobby's taking, there's nowhere the bomb's going to get them before anyone on the side of EnVyUs could stop them. Most importantly, that's going to be EnVyUs getting inside of vents as well. So this little rotate's not going to work out too well unless they can pick up these kills. Chris J does finally open up onto Apex. But it's all about, well, Dennis in a 1v1 against Happy, Chris J in a 1v1 against EnVyUs, and Spitty and Gobby trying to push in towards that B site.
Keo, could he get up close and personal on Spitty? No, not going to work out. And that will be B site control. Happy, the only man left, is going to keep hold of his CZ. And see if he can get into the mind of Gobby, because these last few rounds have been completely back to front. Mousesports, every single time EnVy leave one man on the site, Mousesports find it.
Well, we'll be getting back into a normal buy round here for EnVyUs. Not going to be assuming any sort of stacks, but not really going to be able to afford too much after this round. You know, Happy's on the off, but he's glass cannon. EnVyUs picking up one as well. They didn't have that much money. They're investing into the double op and the double glass cannon. This is going to be a rough round for them. They need to secure this round, and it might just come off the back of those 2 players. You got Happy over towards A, you got EnVyUs over towards B. And EnVyUs looking for a potential challenge. Is he actually going to be boosted into vents, or are they just double stacking that?
He's boosting Keo into vents while he's sat there. No, they're double stacking it. They're double stacking it. Keo hasn't gone in vents. He's staying with them. Happy holding main. MBK, well, of course he's in his corner. Where else would he be? And that gives Apex actually control of mid. Mousesports definitely playing this one a little slower, making sure they can get a good look around it. Spitty that's going to try and challenge out on Kenny. Doesn't land the flick. Will retreat to safety. Now, will they expect Keo to be there? Well, they do now, because he just took a couple of shots from Checkers, so he's going to also retreat into sight. So they've actually stacked 3 over at A, 2 on B.
And they've given up middle completely. Yeah. I wonder if Gobby's actually going to read into this one. He's read into the stacks, and not to mention MBK and Apex have pushed in towards main. They've gathered so much information from this, and if they continue to push, which Apex is doing just that, they're going to hear them or see them boosting over. They're setting up for smokes as well. Apex, he could go huge. He's going to spot them out, and obviously has good away his position, but he hasn't picked up a kill.
He does get one, doesn't get the second, but did gain the information. Could have been better, though, for Apex, and now it's going to be a change of plan. Change of heart as they push towards B, which is where Happy and Keo wait. Happy holding the angle up, but will manage to land the open. If he peeks out again and gets a second, it will definitely put a dent in Mouse's plans as Keo holds the angle. Kid sees the molly coming in, gets himself a kill. They're going to get us out around the side, so he will be taken down. And now MBK will be joining the party. He's going to be coming through vents, but Happy lands another. Just 2 seconds on the clock. Spitty's got to back away. Can't get close to the bomb. And EnVy do manage to hold on. And that was a good job, because with that double glass cannon or purchase, they were absolutely screwed once again if it didn't work.
Yeah, they were, and that was just
and you
really
could argue
shots.
It didn't work, honestly.
It didn't work out extremely well, but they won the round nonetheless. Like, I guess that's the most important part of that. They did maintain one of them as well. Happy going to be keeping his. EnVyUs going to be on the AK. I mean, even at this route, you know, even when they have the op, they don't necessarily even need to give it to Kenny. And that's a really powerful thing to have when Happy's able to kind of opt towards his level. But we're going to see, again, EnVyUs, kind of MBK in his spot, Happy and Apex over towards short. Again, they're relinquishing a lot of control towards middle.
Oh, Denny's tried to be cheeky and peeky, but as you see, down to 11 hit points, Happy did manage to land the shot. Wasn't quite sneaky enough. Spitty and Checkers is going to get spotted by Kenny. He has a good spray down. Doesn't quite finish the job, though. Doesn't catch and follow with a hate cheat into the smoke either, but that will give them some pause for thought, because there's only 22 hit points on Spitty, 11 on Dennis. Next does manage to land the shot on Kenny. That's going to clear out one defender, but immediately EnVyUs move into position. Have they over-rotated, though? Our Mousesports going to push away from this one as Apex gets into Checkers. Happy lands another shot on Nex.
importantly, that Apex picked up the AK that Kennyus did drop, so at least gets a gun out of this, and he's got regular body armor, so it helps out quite a bit. NBK still all alone at that A side, and you can already see on the minimap, EnVyUs are rotating around as Mousesports are going straight towards a trap. Oh, Happy if he hits that shot.
Happy's looking mid as well. Chris J is waiting for him. NBK does pop out. He's been here the whole time, waiting for something to happen. The molly's going to come in. He doesn't care about that. Sees he pass on by. We'll get another spray down. And Happy also found Chris J in the middle as well. So it turns out to be a great round for EnVyUs. The 13th on the board. And Mousesports, after forcing that round, are going to have to go for a bit of a save.
And Happy's at 28 frags. Second closest is Apex at 18. He's got 10 more than the second closest person on his team and over double the rest.
Not bad for an in-game leader.
Not bad. Not when you can play like that. And it's good to see he's still able to maintain that. He had like the highest KD and the highest rating, according to HLTV, over the course of 2015 out of any in-game leader. And he's maintaining it at this point.
Happy just awaiting anyone take a little peek, but not going to happen. Dennis is the man that's just waiting at main while the rest of his team look to delay and again get a little peek on towards mid. Envy haven't really gone heavily into mid control, but nor Mouse. Mouse have never really wrestled for it.
Yeah, it's actually really interesting to see. I mean, the times it has happened, we had EnVyUs get a little bit aggressive. The times that Mousesports had it, EnVyUs wasn't really even there. So interesting to see if they're going to kind of change things up to that position. Do have all 5 men looking for that hit on towards A. And with only one smoke and one flash, it's going to be really difficult to take this, especially with Happy there with the op and NBK still sitting in his position with Apex over towards short. There's 3 men here to stop this. Again, they're not even looking towards middle. They have Keo and Vents to protect that, and the push, it's coming out now.
Yeah, as soon as the smoke went down, NBK going to get the spray, and he'll collect himself a hat-trick. Doesn't quite finish the job. Spitty does finish him down, but Happy gets a quick pistol in there, collects himself a Tech 9 as well. So 14-9, EnVyUs looking good here. Mousesports on their last life. Remember, they will be out of the tournament in 4th place, and that will give Renegades potential little chance. I mean, they're against TSM in the morning, but still, 3rd place. I think they'll live with that.
Not to mention, I believe they get points off it going into the Intel Extreme Masters World Championships, so that's going to help out even quite a bit. And look at Kennyus and Keo, both pushed up checkers. They will expect Kennyus, but will they expect Keo? The Naked to come and do some good damage. He's going to get right behind them. He's flashed up and he is pushed around behind as well.
Oh, he does get caught out, but he managed to catch them all with a nade. NBK now pushing through on towards Vents, but he's going directly through, blind into smoke there, and Gobby will get the spray down. Happy now all alone. His team just dropped so fast. Keo's like, did you see me? Yes, he did. Yes, he did. So, Mousesports looking to collect this round. Happy just wants to hang on to this orb. Economy-wise, well, they're in a relatively decent situation. Keo, you can see, is low, but the rest of his team should be okay. So if he can hang on to this orb, possibly just a passive or weapon of some variety may be required. He does get one god beat with that little Tech 9, but it gives his position away. They're not going to hunt him because, well, Mousesports have been hurting for Economy for so long here. They're just going to back away and save.
Yeah, no, a great amount of money to spend, and they can even afford to technically lose a round and still come back. So they need to maintain everything they possibly can have. 14-10. EnVyUs, they will be able to buy up in this one. So this is going to come down to Mousesports. Can they keep this pace going? Like, again, middle control, we pointed this out. We haven't seen too much out of Mousesports just yet. Will they change things up as we get into our 25th round of this game? And Mousesports, their tournament life is at stake. And it looks like EnVyUs do have NBK and Apex there to control middle, so change things up themselves, expecting Mousesports to read into this.
Happy went aggressive straight through Squeaky. Caught a glimpse of Dennis. Didn't manage to land the shot on him, though. That gave Dennis a little backtrack. So not going to challenge on Squeaky just yet. You can see that's why Happy is obviously going for those wall bangs, hoping for the miracle shot on towards Dennis through the wall. Not going to come, it would appear. No vac required on this one. Just emptied the entire clip. We're getting closer.
But cheeks have been clenched. Dennis flashing through. Happy not even going to go for the shot, but that's going to be Apex there on upper side to help out. And the push, it's not a fully commit towards A. They're trying to bait a lot of EnVyUs over towards position. But even with these baits, they're not able to rotate quick enough. They've been taking too long for this one, and they need to push out next middle, which he's done just that. Gobby charging straight into the side as he secures the kill. And it looks really good for Mousesports.
They just dropped like dominoes. Suddenly Keo's the only man standing, and Spitty in mid should have a glimpse of him. That grenade will actually not going to quite catch him. I have no idea how that didn't land.
Didn't have the distance.
Didn't quite have the legs. 14-10. With 14-11 this time around, Mousesports pick themselves up their second round running. That's going to help. They need to keep hold of these AKs and don't want to get caught out by Keo on the hunt. And actually, Envy, well, I think they're going to have to go for a save after this. They've obviously managed to get themselves back in it with the money they had, but not a great deal they can do off it. They're not going to find out Keo. He's way down.
Yeah, so one strat we see a lot of teams do is kind of that delayed kind of hit towards A. They push in with the smokes, the flashes. I mean, they kind of sit back, wait for those to go in, wait for the counters, and they send one man towards the middle to flank. And we finally saw that happen in this round with Nex doing that with the backup of Spitty. We finally saw them adapting a little bit and realizing that EnVyUs are kind of over-rotating at some points, trying to read into the way Mousesports have been playing. And I was trying to point out that Mousesports, when they do go for those fakes, they take too long to rotate back. They don't have that man pushed up to catch EnVyUs as they rotate back towards the site, but they finally change things up. And now, Mousesports, they're within reach. They're up against basically a save, as you see, regular armor. Oh, Kenneth, he's gonna, this little Molotov coming in, actually to
Kenny
burn over on the other side of Checkers.
He's in the corner. You can see Chris J. Woo, nearly missed it, nearly fluffed it. Oh, had to go for the reload. Not quite enough bullets in his gun. And that was all about missing that initial first shot. MBK drops straight through, gets got beat down, but quick reactions from Dennis will even things out. And the one tap from Dennis will finally get himself the headshot. Now, God beat, getting the crowd geared up. Get the Germans behind the Germans. It is their last life, remember. They're on 12-14. They are not out of this tournament yet.
EnVyUs, they're forcing up in this round two. They have regular armor, 3 M4s, a scout and a FAMAS. On the other side, we see a full weapon of Mousesports, and they're keeping this momentum going. Like, this is going to be another round of the bank, potentially, if they can just get a couple of nice kills to open things up. And they could be one step closer to tied. I mean, we looked at this map. We looked at both teams very strong. EnVyUs a little bit stronger on land when it comes to cash, but both teams have fantastic results.
MBK going for the scout. Does have 1,000 in his bank, so could have afforded a M4 if he wanted it, but obviously feeling confident. This seems to be the fallback process for MBK, so I'm not too sure if he's going to get anything, because we haven't seen a great deal of AWP action working out for EnVyUs, let alone scout action. But he's been making the hop, skip and jumps with that scout over on Dust 2 earlier on today. It's the turret setup over on B as well. You can see Keo, I don't know, it's Keo, who's the meat in that sandwich. It's Keo. Keo's above. It's Kenny that's below. You know how that relationship's going to work then.
Yeah, well, Mousesports taking their time with what's at stake again, like you pointed out. Tournament Live here in this game. 30 seconds left to go. Looks like they're going to go for the execute on towards the A site. They'll have MBK and Happy pretty much smoked off. So Happy's being forced to sit back towards quad. MBK over towards short. They're going to be pushing through as the smokes do bloom, and this is going to come down to this. This can hold.
Well, that scout didn't do a great deal there, did it? Not going to work out. And quickly, everybody drops their lives. This is Happy trying to get in the corner, trying to spray, trying to do anything, but they know where he is. Chris J comes around. He manages to find him. And now they're in a 2-on-2, but Happy's position is very much known. Kenny has his miles away. He's making the long run from the CT, throwing out the flashes for Happy. Oh, he tries to get a little peek around the corner, but they're holding the angle. Next has him covered. He's going to go for the peek. Godbeat's gonna be able to catch him. He goes for the stick, but Kenny will go down as well. And now Mousesports find themselves 13-14. We're almost back equal. Money-wise, Mousesports are very much in control.
And you can see Chris J there shaking his head because they realized how close that run was. The bomb wasn't even planted for him. If he could have gotten on the site, he would have forced them to actually attack him, where he could have been backed up by Kenny. Yes, but either way, like I said, 13-14. EnVyUs have almost nothing. Just MBK with the scout, a couple of CZs, and a 5-7 in there. We're going to be looking at potentially a tied-up game. But they have seen a 4-man stack towards B yet again. In the past, when we have seen these stacks at EnVyUs, Godby has read it perfectly and has always hit the other site.
Oh, Godby gets the tag onto MBK. He was trying and hoping for those jump shots, but not going to work out this time, it seems. The 4-man stack at B site, as you mentioned, Spitty is going to probe there, and the bomb slowly clawing its way into A site. It's going to be Nex, it seems, that's going to get a little glimmer in towards A site first through that doorway. And see, MBK still trying. He's trying. He wants to land anything. The look, are the gods with him? Well, no, they're not, because there's nobody there. Nobody's home in mid.
but they've all gone towards A. Like, they're all just going straight towards this bomb site. And again, there's only MBK here to defend. The 4-man stacks towards B. EnVyUs has not rotated just yet because they know the way that Mousesports have been kind of going for these quick rotates back once they have been seen. But this is going to be a commit onto the A site. EnVyUs have to help out. And MBK, he's going to get another tag. Three of them are so damn low that they could pull this off with pistols. They don't have a kit, though, so they're going to have to speed this up.
Happy's making his way around the back. Kyo from Speedway. Kenny's joining him in a truck. Apex is coming in a truck. Happy has to get his legs moving. He has to get towards the site because the rest of his team are already starting to put the pressure down. Now MBK landed the tags. Can they get the frags to follow? Apex comes in. MBK does get himself one, but Dennis gets a double. Happy's still creeping around the back as MBK keeps them completely distracted. He finds himself another. Dennis goes down. Spinny not looking. Now he's got to turn around. Happy's going to go for the peak. He's now just going to get the exits. It will be 14-14, ladies and gentlemen. Mousesports have managed to drag this game right back to equal levels. And now you've got to feel the momentum is with them.
Momentum, the crowd. Gabi's calling. Even see TSM there cheering him on a little bit. But this is just fantastic showing of Gabi and how damn good he is at anti-stratty and just stratty in general and reading into these teams. He's been working his puppets like a master, and he's getting them one step closer to keep themselves alive. 14-14. I never would have thought we'd see this after the first half, how it was such a landslide for EnVyUs on that T side.
33 frags for Happy. Still not able to close out this match. Dennis is going to get a peek. MBK hides behind Forklift, and that's going to flush him out. And MBK is going to have to step out, but he gets the headshot down onto Dennis. Sorry, the door. Wall bang, actually.
The door shot.
The door shot, yes, not quite as exciting, but lands it nonetheless. And that's actually going to give Mousesports a problem because he was meant to be the distracting focus over on A site and tries to draw the attention. Again, it's the turret setup. Kyo and Kenny on B site. They tried it last time. Nobody came that direction. How long can they hold their nerve? Because EnVy have stacked out 3 over 8, waiting. They flashed in towards A main. They've got information. MBK is the man that's gone around, and they're realizing there's nobody home at A main. Immediately rotates are coming out. They're heading down towards B.
Yeah, and because of the information MBK just gathered, it just almost completely shut down this push to Mousesports. I mean, they telegraphed the push with the double smokes. Oh, Gabi connects onto Apex, and that's going to be a missed shot out of Happy. They're going to commit towards this B side where the turret stack's going to be. Kyo trying to get that first kill. He gets it on the Gabi. He's looking for that second as they charge straight in. He does get it.
And that's going to be a problem for Mousesports. Spinny now all alone. He's going to get caught by Kenny S. And now match point for EnVyUs. It took them a while to get there, that's for sure. It was 5 rounds running for Mousesports, but have they fell short at the final furlong?
All right, well, we'll find out here. Are we going to see an overtime? We do see Mousesports with, again, a really shoddy, no, not a really shoddy buy. They did afford the AK for Nex, but he's got no nades to use. On the other side, EnVyUs forcing Famas out of Apex. They do have the Opto in the hands of Happy. Gabi just needs to get his team one more round to continue this game. And again, their telegraphing has given away quite a bit with that double smoke cross in middle.
Happy went aggressive and squeaky as well. Caught a glimpse on Dennis. That may actually give them a false bit of information. They may be thinking it's A. It doesn't look like they're going to rotate. Yeah, they are actually. Apex is heading up towards A site, so that actually well have been a bit of a false positive for them. But Kyo and Kenny still holding on to B site. Nex and Spitty being joined by Chris J. They're still looking towards Squeaky. They're expecting him actually to see if he's going to push any further, but no progress from Happy. He retracted, went back on towards A site. Dennis with just 16 health. Gonna looking towards middle. Gobi and Dennis are in middle. They have mid control. Apex now going to look towards them, but it's B side they're going to be hitting. It's Kenny and Kyo. Can they hold it down? Next, just get the spray down, and Kyo with that molly gets himself to the back corner. He's going to be expecting the push around, and he will find on Dennis. Tries to quick the spray, and he does catch out on Gopi. Now Spitty and Chris J to keep Mousesports alive in the Intel Extreme Masters here in Gamescom. Kyo still alive, swits around the side. MBK through vents, and now Chris J can't get the bomb plant down. They're going to hear it. Happy's going to push him. He's got to get around the side. The little glimmer is all he needs, but Chris J lands the headshot. It's a one-on-one. MBK, he's got a kit. He can slow it down. He needs to get a little control. The glimmer, he saw him at checkers. He's got that grenade. Not going to land on him. MBK actually got a dash to the side. I'm not too sure if Chris J realized that he gets it down. And he takes it to a tied game. Chris J going huge on site. You see what it means to them. They are not out of the Intel Extreme Masters yet.
Wow, what a play out of them too, considering that EnVyUs kind of knew that's exactly what was going to be going down. They had MBK pushed again, but the individual play out of Chris J was phenomenal. Gabi's loving this in front of his hometown crowd.
Whew. What a round. I absolutely thought Kyo was going to nail it, but he got himself, well, a double, nearly a triple in there, but here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, overtime once again. Mousesports, can they do it? Can they take a life off EnVyUs? This is all really playing out perfectly for TSM, because they're going to be looking onto this one thinking
it's a win-win.
You know, it's a win-win. It is an absolute win-win for him. Carrigan, obviously, we heard him. He was effectively pulling the noose around Mousesports' his neck. Wasn't happy about the way the situation went. We heard Cadian also talking about it. He expected Mousesports to be going out of the tournament here, but we are back again. They are not done yet. Overtime. It is going to be MR3, 10,000. And well, we've seen Envy going for that double AWP setup. This is a very risky play if they try and do that in overtime.
Yeah, very. I mean, their economy will be in shambles when it comes to that third round if they can't secure the first initial two. But this isn't the first time that we've seen overtime. We already have Mousesports beat EnVyUs early on, 16-11 on Train. And then EnVyUs beating Mouse on Dust 2, 16-8.
SKTSM as well earlier. So some crazy, crazy games throughout the Intel Extreme Masters. This somewhat deranged format that's been the brainchild of Carmack for many, many years is finally coming to fruition and is delivering some impressive games. This is aggressive stuff from Kenny S, and that grenade is going to be square on the noggin. He's going to peek around. It's Spitty that he's aiming towards. Gets a little glimpse across. He gets the support he needs, but they don't manage to find the kill. That's actually put Kyo, though, in a really good position. Nex and GodB suspect something, though.
Yeah, they should, because they know that Kenny S has not played this aggressive before. Oh, wait, what? Are they really not going to check Sunroom? They're looking like they weren't going to be going for it. They're not even looking in this direction, Kyo. This could be the play that gets in this round.
Patient play. He's still sticking there. Spitty's looking to the side. He's not going to look at all. Spitty's just going to walk on straight by. Nex has got his back to him. Kyo just patience of a saint. MBK's actually pushed out of A main as well. He's going looking, so he knows that they're likely down here and almost rotating a little too heavy. Kyo does get Nex down, but that may be all they needed. The boost coming out. Apex, did he catch a glimpse? I'm not sure he did. No, he's going to go for the molly on mid. And he is the man that should try and check out. Dennis has managed to creep his way in towards mid control, but the bomb is heading to B in GodB's hands.
Apex, nice jump to spot out Dennis crossing over. Like I said, GodB with the bomb heading over in this direction. Kenny is going to be waiting from Generator from headshot spot. I'll be happy to back him up from upper, and they're able to lock this down with the AWPs. And now Chris J in a 1-on-4. Kenny will secure them their first round of overtime.
And that double AWP does work. So the risk paid off this time around. Kenny and happy. It's a scary thought, really, going up against a team with such great AWPers like that. Both on the same team, both rocking the same AWPs. 35 kills for Happy now, leading his team possibly to victory. Still a long way to go, but the first CT round is very important for them. And now we'll see how Mousesports respond.
And considering it was, what, 10-5 on T side of each team?
Yep.
Like, any CT round you get on overtime is going to be amazing. And GodB's had a fantastic job of really counter-striding against EnVyUs, but Chris J just trying to push up towards door, trying to catch out someone, just going to quickly back away and trying to just play out the aggression that EnVyUs just threw at them in that last round, forcing them to play a little bit more passive. And you can see Kenny S, if he just catches a pixel, and he will just back away and play this one safe. The rest of the team, though, at Mousesports, GodB and Dennis push up towards main. They know MBK's pushed main so many times in the last few rounds that they're waiting for him to do just this. They have Dennis turned around in the corner so he won't get flashed. MBK going to do just that. Gets that first go to GodB. Gets the second, at least Apex secured on the Dennis, and they were prepared for that. They were waiting for that moment, and yet they still couldn't capitalize.
The instant headshot working wonders. Apex and MBK working out on A site. This new combo. Next does come back, and it's going to be another A hit. They're going to try it, but MBK gets himself another as Next goes down in A main, and Chris J has been ineffective at Squeaky. He's just going to back away. Are they going to be looking to save? We've only got 20 seconds on the clock, and I don't think we're going to see a plant coming out from either of them, so they will back to T-spawn, and now EnVy, they're on the hunt. Keo's going looking. Spitty is the man that he might find just around the corner. If he keeps this pace up, got themselves a bit of an awkward split here. Chris J's got himself way in T-spawn, does manage to get Happy down, but now his position's given up as Spitty goes down, and he's being flashed out and taken down by MBK. It's a 3K for MBK in that round. 17-15. We just talked about how important the CT rounds were with two 10-5 T-side halves. A 2-1 in overtime or a 3-0 would be magnificent.
The thing is that last round, it wasn't necessarily an amazing play out of EnVyUs. I mean, those great shots out of NBA, don't get me wrong. But Mousesports read into that perfectly, and now into the final round of overtime on this T half. What do Mousesports have? Well, armor and Tech-9s and an AK. And a couple grenades to use, but they've been unsuccessful with, 10K money. Can they be successful with just the bare minimum?
It's funny how sometimes it does work out this way, that reckless abandon as they try and push in with those Tech-9s. The speed and precision that they offer does sometimes turn it in your favor, but GodB's going to get caught out by Happy as soon as he comes around A main. Kenny S, though, flushed out of the corner, but he's got the support. Keo managing to find one. Kenny going for that jump. Not going to work out. Keo does the damage. Gets himself a triple on site. This will be a 3-0 for EnVy on the CT side. What a way to answer after the last few rounds from Mousesports in a regular time.
Yeah, considering the crowd were completely behind Mousesports, hear them cheering, clapping. GodB was riling them up, and yet everyone's fallen dead silent. Losing 3 rounds on T side when he won 10-5 just prior is rough, and EnVyUs definitely taking that time to talk things over and figure out exactly what they want to do. I mean, I think the initial push shot, they had Kenny S and Keo, getting Keo into that sunroom and having Kenny S just look for that initial shot, completely caught Mousesports off guard, and now they're forced on the CT side where they need to pick up 3 straight to stay alive.
I mean, the thing is, if you think of how EnVyUs were on CT side, they never really got a solid economy long enough that they could hold out like they just did in overtime. Obviously, when you start with 10K, everybody's got what they want. And well, that is obviously how they were looking to play it out. Here we go, though. It is going to be another double AWP from EnVy on the T side this time. Of course, they both had that 10-5 half. Nexus wasn't overly successful in this position, actually, if I was to be completely honest, on the CT side.
Yeah, they only played it a couple of times. I mean, it was very hit or miss for him, but they've definitely changed things up. They have more men towards middle. They have Dennis, GodB, and Next here, where prior, EnVyUs had full control middle. They used it to rotate towards A, towards B, and they've definitely changed, switching over back onto CT. But EnVyUs, I mean, 1 round is all they need. Sometimes it's the hardest, but knowing this, Mousesports, they had to play extra careful.
Dennis backing him up. So 3 men trying to keep hold of that mid-control. So it will very much be in the hands of Mousesports. Looks like it's going to be an A hit. The clock is ticking, 47 seconds still counting down as Apex starts to creep his way forward. That's going to be a counter flash from both Spitty and Apex as both looking to get a position. Spitty in an unorthodox little position out the side, finds himself 1, 2, and 3! And that is the start that they needed to this round. 26 seconds still on the clock. That's going to be Happy down. That was a double AWP setup, ladies and gentlemen. That is going to hurt the bank of EnVy, but more importantly, Mousesports absolutely needed that round.
Well, speaking of the bank, look at this. Kenny S forced onto a Galil. He has no money left to spend. AK's left across the board, and Mousesports not even bothering to pick up an AWP. They're feeling a little bit more comfortable with these M4s. So here we go, into the next round. Again, we saw Mousesports with some good middle control. Are we going to see them do it yet again? It looks like Dennis next going to be the 2 here. And the rest of EnVyUs are pushing over towards this A side. You have Happy back in door. MBK and Keo pushing slowly up through main, and Apex trying to cause a distraction towards that B side. It actually might pull a couple extra men. GodB's already rotated back towards B to help out Chris J.
You've got to think of the pressure of that play. That was literally match point for them. Oh, Spitty actually caught off guard there. He was trying to get his molly out, and they pushed on a little earlier, and that's caught him with a flash. He's going to get himself into the smoke. Can he get around the back of them again? Because Nex has been taken down. Does manage to get ground. He does get himself 1, gets himself back into A main, and this is causing all sorts of problems for them. They're still yet to get the bomb plant down as Nex picks up another, and now Kenny S and Keo are in trouble. Caught on site. Bomb plant going in from Kenny, not going to be able to land it because Chris J catches him, and now Keo, the only man standing, is in quad. They know where he is. They've just got him pinned, and he can't do a thing about it.
And he will go down. Mousesports getting one step closer to going into double overtime. And this smoke play out of both teams has been ridiculous all game long. You saw Spitty there rushing straight into it while he's blinded up because he didn't want to get rushed down in sight. You saw Keo trying to use it earlier on that B site when they were back on CT in their normal time. And now EnVyUs, they don't have much to spend. Happy on a P250, Kenny S on a Tech 9, 3 AKs, no grenades to use for Apex or really the rest of his team at this rate. And Mousesports have everything they need.
And of course, Kenny and Happy just pistols in hand because going for that double up, going for those rifles, they are completely skint coming into this final round of overtime. Will we see a double? We haven't had it yet here at the Intel Extreme Masters. Mousesports on the precipice of doing it though. Spitty gets a glimpse, but he gets taken down quick and easy by MBK, and now they're inside with good control. MBK going aggressive. Keo finds himself one, MBK another, and now it's a 5-on-2. Chris J starts off well though. Next gets himself a second from Speedway. Now Kenny S on quad. Happy and Apex in and around main. Next is not going to get him. Chris J will. Can he go superhero for his team? He's in the reload. They knew where he was. He tried to change his weapon. It wasn't a bit.